Like, it came together organically, so we just allowed that to be what it was. And because it can't happen so naturally, I was just like, well, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, who could have asked for this? Yeah. But after trying things and seeing what fits where and what works and what doesn't in a certain area, who's about what, because even just in that, you know, I'm like, yo, how so many people complaining in the background but ain't brought none to the forefront? Type stuff. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, I was like, yo, I appreciate everything you're saying, but I was like, yo, as of right now, I was like, yo, I can't say but so much to you in a certain capacity because you did bring. I said, but in real life, me and Face have brought everything to the forefront that we've done. Type stuff. Like, mind you, Ryan, I fuck with what this is, I fuck with what Beast Bodega is. So it was never like, yo, Brandon is like looking at it as like a home team. He's like, no. He fucked with us. And it just so happens that this unfolded in the process. And so he was like, well, fuck it. Cool, this is the way. Let's see what happens. But the truth is like the niggas whose minds were focused built it. Everybody else was sitting there like, oh, this is cool, but you wasn't bringing nothing to the forefront. That's real. Bo brought bar red. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, if you do have a complaint, your complaint should at least be warranted by the fact that like, yo, I brought this. So like, at least if I complain, you see what I'm saying? Like, we can look back and be like, all right, well, his is valid because he did do this. Mm-hmm. Yours is valid. You got all this content. Yours is valid. You spit for us everywhere we go. Your mind is valid because we know what the fuck Ryan does in the middle of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but everybody else, I learned listening to her, same way I learned listening to everybody got feelings about shit, and yet it's not attached to nothing. I'm dead ass. Yo, and pulling up, straight up asking like, yo, man, if you feel a way, do me a favor as a person who get turned up in a certain way, but I talk for a living. So we can have this conversation with no problem. I can have accountability, responsibility, totally fine. Do me a favor and tell me what the problem is. Right. I just feel a way. About what? Shit. So nothing. So you mean to tell me, now mind you, bro, that's dangerous because according to the degrees that I studied, these 120 degrees that come with this 5% of shit, no, it talks about the four devils. And it speaks about the fact that because if you allow those four devils to peek their heads up in any way, and you don't destroy them the moment that they become prevalent or noticeable in this space, you will not only will you get bit, but you will get bit again and again and again and again and again. Jealousy, envy, greed, and lust, man. These are the four devils, man. You can chase anything destructive to those. Mm-hmm. Hate is the fuel of them. That's why it's not one of them. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you can't name a slight or a harm or something offensive I actually did, like, no, Ryan, you said this. No, we were here. You did this. No, you stole my money. You hit on my girl. Whatever. Mm-hmm. If you can't say that, then I don't understand like how all of y'all got issues. And I know now what it is. Because there was a part of the conversation with her essentially told me like she thinks that the only way a lot of this will go right is she's in charge. She has to, what she said was the head honcho. And I was like, and then I thought about in another conversation and how he was telling me like, yeah, you know, I'm just seeing my place as a leader in this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, none of y'all were talking like this before we got here. Like, why is it all of a sudden in the middle of building the thing, everybody wants to now say, well, you know what? I have thought and I want to do it at the forefront. And even though I wasn't trying to stand at the forefront because this happened naturally. Yeah. That's why I was saying, man. They feel like that way. That's crazy to hear that though, by the way. Because like, what are you trying to do with it then? Because have we even had them type of conversations really? You know what I'm saying? No. If you feel that type of like, all right, that's like, thanks for the idea. You know what I'm saying? I want to Take that. That's really what's being said in your heart and your mind. And look, like the old African proverb goes, you want to get somewhere fast, go alone. You want to get far, go together. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm a speeder by nature, homie. What? I move fast. I feel you. In real life, I know I talk fast, all this, but at the same time, I've never been lost on group collectivity. Group collectivity. Group collectivity. Never. Like, I understand the importance of, check this out, man. I might talk good, but I'm not necessarily the best at it. Then it sounds cliche because then it's like, the age-old question. It's settings like this. It's like, if I do this and you do this and you do this, then naturally we should just come together like this. We've all said it. Mm. See what I'm saying? But it's like, if we can see that, but then you don't, then what are we having a conversation for then? Like, what do we keep circling this shit for? Right. You know what I'm saying? This is a point. It's pointless now. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thought. We can go down that path for just a minute, as a matter of fact, because I learned a lot when I was there. All right. There's a lot of people who do this work in different cities across the country. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I've been to a bunch of conferences at this point. Man, people there, people in control of all kinds of money. We got a new president now. With our new president, that federal funding shit is real. Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. It's like them niggas say, yeah, we're gonna shut the government down, and damn near forgot. I'm like, hold on. They forgot to shut it down. Yeah, like, fuck it. To see is like streetlights. Mm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might hate sitting at a red light, but that red light keeps traffic. Because we're on it, even if we should give a fuck about red and blue and returns to Democrats and Republicans, to know in society we have our own political parties known as Crips and Bloods and all of the different parties that stand out from them. And it's the same colors, coincidentally. And then mind you, if you should happen to ever go down that thing about the pillars with that weird symbol with in mind, nobody even really equates the fact that that's what the red pill and the blue pill was about. And then when we get here in the future and they telling you gotta pick doors, but that's another circle around. I feel you. They're in it deep. But see John Wick. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, in the movie, John Wick is invisible. In the first one, he got shot and real broke. What? This nigga, he still was fighting the final bosses. But smoke your shit. Mm-hmm. He was invincible. Mm-hmm. In the movie, he's invincible. This is why many people who get to running around in the streets aren't they're completely unaware of like what happens with after that. Mm-hmm. For real. Because in your mind, like, even though you're not consciously thinking, in the movies, mm-hmm. But that's a program that's circulating in your brain, though. Type shit. Yeah. For sure. That's seated in that's how they get you, man. They know how to tap to that subconscious. You know what I mean? Facts. Like, for instance, I love hip hop. I love hip hop in all of its various forms, right? How easy it is to like disregard like history and knowing that like history can repeat. The first rapper who said to like be the conscious rapper is Melly Mel, right? I think that that's so important in history because he's the first rapper who, even though he's in a group setting, his verse stood out as a solo artist. Mm. And his verse is about the community. But the one who is aware of all of those things simultaneously and is telling you about them. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why, you fast forward. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm only saying because then you fast forward.
versions of songs.
I heard a 1960 version of 50 Cent's Many Men.
Oh wow, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I've seen those.
Like it's
I've seen it. It's crazy.
but you're warping, what's true. Like this song is 50 Cent, and I get it. This is just a variation of 50, but 10 years from now, if this is still out, and God forbid, something happened to 50 Cent or something, like the next generation could believe that like this is very well Many Men.
We know.
Like, what if they took the original version down? What if, and mind not to say that they would, but it's just the fact that like you've killed the actual stream of thought to bring in AI to water down and get as far away from what you know is the strongest stream of thought in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, people might feel a way about Drake and Kendrick. The reason why they, are so important, like in hip hop, is because Drake is the stream of thought of like a man's emotional state.
Mm-hmm.
He's the clearest stream of thought of it, or he has been for a long time. Like you've never heard a man explain emotionality in this way. Never. Like this, not like this. Kendrick becomes so important because he explained emotionality, but not from like the social standpoint of like being out partying, having sex with girls, drinking, we smoking, we getting money. His is no. The emotion is this, and I'm just gonna explain all of the deep kinds of things that come with this. That's why I like songs like Humble or Loyalty. You see what I'm saying? Fear. Think about it, like even how he names a song. You see what I'm saying? Like he'll just give you and just explain the emotion itself. But Drake is gonna explain the emotion in real time, living it out. Yo, I did this with this girl. She did. They become the most important not because they make the best music. It's because the frequency of what they're saying is resonating in a place that a lot of people can't get to in there. Like a lot of people can't reach it.
They basically the outstretched arm to be like, here you are, which is why they're regarded as they are, because they hit the mark. You know what I'm saying? Understood the assignment. They
100%
executed the mission, like however you wanted to do. Like, you know what I mean?
It's the same thing with NBA YoungBoy now. I would say it's the same thing with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something in him, whether you regard it as like what he does musically, or how he says it, or like the resonation of his voice, but he hits a thing here in this current generation of youth that like none of them can hit. Michael Jackson did. Like every
I feel you.
generation is like there's a thing that comes, like there's a supreme level of transmitter that pops up. You know what I'm saying? Nas and Jay were supreme levels they were. When you go, even just in mind, that's why the AI shit is so twisted, because it's like you're trying to remove real time, real life, real energetic thinking from the stream.
Yeah.
All of the generations always had 2 or 3 that like could do it at a level that the rest couldn't. The duos. In that space, it was Michael and Prince. Moving forward in hip hop, it was 3 at that time.
It was KRS-One, Rakim.
You know what I'm saying? And so he told you about the emotionality
of being a hustler. In mind, that was so important because the hustler in the street world was the business didn't get it if you just didn't like him. But when you go back to it now, it's like, yo, he told us the entire time he was gonna do this. I'm talking about from 1990.
Now, Jay made that because he was tired of auto-tune. Coincidentally, brought us auto-tune. You see what I'm saying? So like you can see it, like you can look at each generation and be like, damn. Oh shit. know what I'm saying? So it's like in the future to know that like AI is warping. You know, I can rap my ass off, but what happens if you know, especially knowing that Spotify is saying in their new terms and conditions that if you upload music to their site, that you're giving them the right to use whatever it is that is attached to your artistry to their benefit. So they can make an AI version of you if they want. That sounds just like you, has cover art that would be similar to stuff that you made based on things that you made and all that.
That's crazy.
So what happens if you like the version of me that isn't me more than me? And mind you, if that's not true, so we'll just set music to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Wind a little bit. We just talked about the Terminator a little while ago. One of the last Terminators that come out a couple years ago
Mm-hmm.
had young and old Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Facts. How do you do that?
How you do that? Now, mind you, if what they say is true in these spaces, right? Part of what comes with you signing certain shit is they own your likeness.
I was gonna say that. This is gonna become important too because don't let me hold y'all up, y'all. This is my theory. You ever seen that? There's a Black Mirror episode about that stuff where it was like basically on some Netflix stuff. And part of their terms and conditions was they could use that, but it was playing out in real life. They were doing that shit.
Everybody hates Joan. It was that episode about episode. Yo, they even took it so far as to like make their own like version of Netflix in this shit. It was called Streamberry. Like that was the part that fucked me up. Like, so wait a minute, hold on. So I'm watching Netflix now, but you're in your living room watching Streamberry. So I'm watching you watch. We broken the wall, y'all. So if your TV is a smart TV, if you have a smart TV, then you could essentially be John. If you have a smart, if you get a smart TV, your TV comes with a camera, comes with a microphone. It's liable to record at any given time, give you real-time updates about various things, whatever. So essentially, at any given time, your life could really be playing out on this screen. And in mind you, we might as well just take it a step further, because if that's the case, knowing that when you listen to music on Spotify, knowing that when you listen to music on Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, whatever, your playlist normally starts to get patterned to what you listen to. So if that's the case, in the entertainment world, you could very well start to just, which happens now, because things will pop up on things you should watch. So what happens the day that a thing you should watch pops up in a shoe? Why wouldn't AI think it would be cool to show you something up like you? Why wouldn't it think that? Why wouldn't it, especially when it could go back and look at what it is that you like to watch? Or what if it doesn't give you something about, that's like you? What if it just takes your image and it puts you in like your favorite shit? Like, what if all of a sudden you watch one of your favorite TV shows you love to watch, but all of a sudden you're a character on it? In mind, you're the only one who sees this episode because it was made for you.
Oh, that's wild.
I might have went too far.
But
I'm saying.
I followed you through that shit. That's definitely a crazy ass thought, because it's only crazy because like it's plausible.
I'm saying, so like to know that like Elon Musk, one of our leading minds, he said with a straight face that he is worried that we have ripped the fabric of our universe's reality, of the reality of our universe. And he thinks through that rip, the demons are coming into our dimension. He said this. What if our creator is putting itself into this thing on this AI? This way we had access to him in a digital way. Now, I get that that's twisted, you know what I'm saying? We were just, expanding on the thought about like what AI could be, knowing that it's conscious.